What's up everybody, Silver here with another Halo Master Chief Collection Achievement Guide. This time we're doing part 4 of the You're Joking achievement, which is to complete all of Halo 4's campaign on Legendary in under 3 hours. So this is the 4th playable level, Infinity. You can see I'm using the infinite sprint trick here, which is just sprinting, jumping, and then smacking, and then repeating. And you will come across this area, ignore those knights, they'll just disappear on their own. Grab this DMR, so you have a DMR and a pistol. You don't have to grab that IFF transponder, but I decided to because I was running over that DMR right next to it anyway to get more ammo. But follow this path, stay on the top area, and you'll avoid all the crawlers and nonsense down below you. We don't need to deal with that. Just run right over them, switch to your pistol, and try to kill those guys. They might just run by you, but whatever. At this point, don't go any further forward like you normally would. Go to where I am and jump up here. Start jumping up here. It'll probably take a little bit of practice just to get a feel for where you actually are and what you could actually jump on. But then just jump through here, go through this darkness, try to go as far forward as you can, and then we could make our way down there. And what we're going to do is we're going to despawn a ton of people. These people who were initially here will still be here, like this Watcher and a handful of crawlers, but we're just going to run by them. You'll know at this point if you've successfully despawned the enemies because there'll be a Promethean Knight there strangling / grenading a human Marine if you did not do this successfully. But there was no Promethean Knight there, and there's normally a ton of crawlers and knights here as well. So we have successfully despawned all the enemies in this area. You don't need to grab any of those transponders. You can see there's one nav point pointing behind me at this point. You don't need to grab any. You could if you want, but obviously that will just waste time because this is a speedrun, and we want to do this as fast as possible. So we're just running to the end here. This is going to be the end of Rally Point Alpha. We actually do all of this with no enemies, which is great. You don't have to wrap up around like you normally do to get up. You could actually jump up here. 3rd time's a charm. Let's go. Up here, and then you can just turn to the left and jump right up there. And that way you could avoid having to circle around a couple times as you make your way up this spirally jungle nonsense. So that saves a little bit of time. Nothing too crazy, not a huge skip or anything, but every little bit counts. So we are going to the next section. That's the end of Rally Point Alpha, actually. On to Bravo. So here we go. You spawn here in this, man-made cave. I guess it's a structure. It's a small room. It's kind of claustrophobic. But shoot these 2 crawlers with your pistol, and then try to take out a couple more crawlers. Those first 2 crawlers are always in the same spot, and then those next 2 are generally over there somewhere. And I'm going to try to take out this Watcher as well, because I hate Watchers. I'm not a fan of flying enemies in general, such as the buggers / drones. The fact that they just added a Promethean bugger effectively is just annoying. And he's even more annoying because he shields his enemies and resurrects knights. But just follow this path after you, are not being watched by the knight. You can't jump up here. I feel like you can, or you should be able to. But just wrap around here. Go as fast as you can. There's a knight you saw that spawned to my left, but we're just going to run right by him. And it's pretty easy to run right by that guy. And we're going to take out that Watcher. That Watcher is a priority. And you want to save as many Marines as you possibly can. There's 4 to start. And we want to keep as many as we can alive. So just kill as many crawlers as fast as you possibly can. And there's actually a crawler right there. Stuck in the geometry. It's a binary rifle wielding crawler. He normally does not shoot. So you don't have to kill him, but I advise you do kill him, because why not? You don't want to take the chance of him shooting you or a Marine, because it's a one-shot kill. Take out any knights that make their way close up to you, because obviously they could do a lot of damage, especially to your Marines. And you don't want to proceed too far up here yet. We do want to now, since everyone's dead. You don't want to do it until everyone's dead. I switched out for an auto-sentry. Might as well deploy it. And when you move up, you want to have a railgun and a DMR. You want to railgun this Watcher and DMR that Watcher, and that prevents, hopefully, if you do it quick enough, those turrets from spawning, and those turrets do a lot of damage to both you and your Marines. So, and you could use the railgun for knights as well. You can see once you kill them, or once you shoot them with the railgun, it only takes a couple well-placed shots to kill the knights, so that's good. And even if they're not well-placed, it's still only a couple more shots. So we're gonna make our way up here. Thankfully, I have 4. Do I have 4? Yeah, I have 4 Marine buddies with me. Somehow. But once you put Cortana in that pedestal, you want to sprint down here. And we're gonna actually, you could kill those crawlers if you want, or start to, but you really want to get behind that knight, and then immediately run to this knight. Usually you could assassinate him right there. Unfortunately, for me, he warped. And you want to immediately go right there as well, because once you kill one of the crawlers, which I did right away, it cues that third, not elite, Promethean knight to spawn. And you can see I killed that second one that warped up there with a railgun. And now we just have a bunch of crawlers to kill. And once there are less than 3 crawlers, it will actually spawn the 4th knight, which is going to appear right there. I totally forgot to pay attention to how many crawlers were still in the picture. Your Marine buddies do a really good job of taking out all the crawlers and the knights, actually, so you could probably just hang back and they would do everything for you, but you might as well help them out. Obviously, it's a speed run. Once you kill that 4th knight, you want to run down here and kill that watcher once he spawns. You want to run back here and kill the 5th knight. He spawned pretty quick, quicker than I would have thought. But these Marines are doing a really good job. They're killing people quickly, so these knights are spawning quickly. Once you kill that 5th knight, just go exactly where I went on top of that rock, and you could easily smack the top of that Promethean knight that spawns there. And once you do that, you're done pretty much. There's 3 crawlers that will come up from the way bottom where you came from, but you could ignore them. You could grab Cortana at this point without having to kill those 3 crawlers and just continue on. And here we go. I'm doing that running and jumping infinite sprint glitch. And you could actually, by doing this, assassinate this Promethean, but I smacked too early. I should have smacked, I should not have done that second smack. I should have waited, obviously, so I could actually smack him and assassinate him. But if you don't get him right away, he warps to the far back area. So at this point, you just want to take out as many Covenant as quickly as possible. Be aware that there's a Jackal with a carbine to your right. I'm going to go kill him right now, because he is annoying. We kind of go back here for cover and to regain our shields, but if the Jackal's right behind you shooting you with a carbine, good luck getting your shields back. So again, we're just taking out as many of the Covenant as we can, and this Watcher. I hate Watchers. Just take him out with the light rifle. And we're doing some pretty decent work here. Once you kill enough of the Covenant, this Phantom will come in and drop off more Covenant. Because it's like, hey, you haven't had enough Covenant? Here's some Covenant. So it'll drop off 3 Grunts to the left and 3 Jackals to the right. I'm distracted by this Promethean Knight at this point, though. Ah, not cool. I almost had him. So, shoot that guy. You could easily headshot the Grunts. Obviously, you could kick back the Jackals with their shields by shooting them in the hand, and then they expose their head. This guy tried to sneak up on me. There's actually a railgun here that we could use to weaken the Knights severely before we shoot him, which I'm going to grab right now. People are trying to sneak up on me here. Just use your radar, obviously. So you could one-shot him, and then, well, not one-shot him, but shoot him once, and then 1-2 for the takedown. Up, there we go. And you actually only need to kill the Covenant and the Battle Wagon Knights. And the Battle Wagons are the ones with the feathery, fiery headpiece and with the scatter shots. The 2 ones with the light rifle you don't need to kill, actually, but you might as well. We're just waiting for the Pelican to come in at this point. Now it'll come in. I killed that Grunt. I should have killed the grunt earlier, and that's what cues the Pelican to come in, is the fact that the battle wagons and the Covenant are dead. The 2 Lancers you could keep alive and actually run to the Pelican, but I advise taking them out because you might as well. While the screen is fading to black and you lose control of your character, you could actually still die, which I've done before, and that's not cool. And then you have to get sent back to your last checkpoint, which is not fun. So this part up here is supposed to be the tank part. We're just going to totally ignore that, though. The tank, fun though it is slow. And when you get in the tank, you spawn a ton of enemies. We're going to despawn a ton of enemies by going up here. Just go to the left and run up here. Jump up here. Run across. Jump on all this wreckage. Wait here. You want to make sure you wait a split second, because the Wraith sometimes notices you if you go too fast, and he did that to me, and he just Wraith mortared me, and that was not cool. I lost like 45 seconds. Not a fan. Not a fan. But just keep running here. Sprint, jump, smack. Sprint, jump, smack. And what that does is, when you're going through the air, you maintain the momentum of whatever it was, whatever momentum you had when you left the ground is what you maintain while going through the air. So by smacking, you're canceling the sprint, even though you're retaining the momentum of the sprint. And when you cancel the sprint, you actually start recharging your sprint immediately. So effectively, you have infinite sprint by doing this. So grab this Wraith. The Ghosts are faster, but the Wraith is more powerful, and we're going to need that power when we get up into the ship, because there's a handful of enemies we need to take out quickly, including 2 Hunters and a handful of Grunts, some wielding fuel rod guns. So that's not cool. I'll take the Wraith, please. So we're just moving our way through here. Obviously, boost when you can. You don't have infinite boost with this. Obviously, you can see the top left. There's a meter showing you how much boost you have left. So it does have to recharge. It is a large vehicle. So I like to throw a mortar right there and then just speed through. I totally splattered my buddy right there, but for the greater good. For an achievement. And then that wreckage falls down and you don't have to deal with anybody in there anymore. You don't have to worry about people following you or shooting you from far away. You're going to start going up into the ship, and you could actually start shooting before you get all the way to the top. And hopefully you'll kill somebody. I don't think I got anybody there, but I have in the past. It has worked. Try to keep that Warthog alive that I'm shooting. I accidentally shot it once right there, or shot right next to it. You want to try to keep it alive, because we're going to do a little trick with it in a second, once all these enemies are dead. I actually don't think I pull off the trick, but I'll show you what to do. You'll get the idea. It's pretty much like the Nightfall glitch in Halo Reach, where you use the forklift to get through a gate, and kind of like the one in the next level where you use a ghost to get through a energy door shield. It's exactly like that, but with a ghost, or not with a ghost, with a Warthog. And unfortunately, I don't think I pull it off. I was not having it today. I was not feeling it. You got to get your Warthog exactly lined up with the door frame, or the doorway. And you can see there's some space between like the door and the door to my Warthog. It has to be pretty much flush, which it's not happening. Ugh. You can see there's a lot of space between the hog and the door, which is not what you want. You want no space, and that way you'll go through the door. And you could actually start taking out this door that you got to blow up with a Mantis early. And you can do that by grabbing these rockets and just start firing at it. But since we got in here the normal way, you can't start shooting the doorway with the rockets. You have to get in the Mantis, apparently, which is not cool. The Mantis is slow, so we're not even going to take it. But I have to get in it at this point to take out the door, because the rockets were not working. If you get in early, the rockets will work. So I blow up the door. And I'm actually going to blow up the Mantis because you can't finish the level without blowing up the Mantis. The door to the hull of the ship won't open if the Mantis is not blown up or if you're not in the Mantis. One of those two things. So we blow up the Mantis to satisfy that conditional. And we're going to move up here. We got DMR and rockets at this point. We're just going to run past this first bridge, which has 2 grunts with fuel rods and a focus turret. And we're going to go run over here and kill these 2 grunts. What am I even shooting at? There we go. That focus turret is not amused. It's just sitting there, not even paying attention to me. Make this jump. It's kind of a little tough jump. You can't sprint around it. There is a gap. You got to jump around that corner. It's not tough. You just got to be aware of it. And then just wrap around to the left here. I'm shooting these grunts. It's not 100% necessary. Just never trust a grunt with a fuel rod, man. I know it's racist, but what can you do? You got to survive out there. Just rocket this focus turret if you still have a rocket left. And if you have another one still, just shoot in the middle of this pack of grunts. And there are 5, so if you don't get a kill-tacular, make sure you kill any remaining grunts, either with another rocket or the DMR, or just smack them, whatever you want to do, or nades. There's many options. We're going up the elevator. Normally we're in a Mantis at this point, but again, we ran through because it's much faster. You can't really go through with a Mantis and just blow your way through. You probably will die. By probably, I mean definitely, even if you just like walk straight there.
We're on it, Commander. Cortana out.
So shoot a rocket if you have any left at that, whatever that is on the right. It's like a jammer or something. Sprint over here. There's more rocket ammo next to this Mantis, which we're going to grab and use to take out the other 2 jammers. So you can see one's right there. I advise aiming not directly in the middle of it.
That's 2.
I advise aiming to the left or the right of it slightly. So you're still hitting it, the left or right side of it.
Jammers neutralized.
Because it looks like there's a little gap in the middle, and I'm not sure if the rocket could fit between that gap or not, but might as well be safe than sorry. So take out any grunts that were, you know, destroying you with a fuel rod like the one I took out did, or was trying to do. And then focus your efforts on this Phantom. You want to blow it up. Take out any infantry that's giving you problems or near you. And we're going to go to a fairly safe area. Try to blow up this as well, as fast as you can. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to stick around for a while and not... Oh, I missed with that, that rocket as well. Oh boy, that Banshee. Sometimes Banshees are issues, sometimes they are not. Looks like this one is going to be the former. There we go. And we're going to hide over here for the most part. This is a pretty safe area. You're not like out in the open, so you don't draw a lot of attention. Most of the enemies can't even see you over here. Unless they're in the air. Some will be in the air and see you. But you can easily shoot out the turrets. And then you're pretty much safe at this point. There's nobody to heart you? There's nobody to heart you. No one loves you out here. That's for sure. There's nobody to hurt you either. So something about it's better to have loved and lost than have never loved at all. Something about hearting and hurting. Hurt hearts. This is an emo hour with Silver Scorpion. Oh boy. More phantoms. Just take them out. Do what you've been doing. The fiery carapace of my Mantis is not inspiring confidence in myself. I can tell you that right now. Shoot that guy. You can see this is a pretty safe area for the most part, but sometimes a Phantom will come by and scare you a little bit by taking down your shield and continuing to shoot at you for a little bit. I've been very weak for a long time though, and I've been fine over here. So that is just a testament to this spot. It's a pretty good spot. If I was more careful earlier, I would be in a much better condition. So at this point, it looks like there's no more aircraft coming in to help them out, so I'm just going to take out all the infantry that I can. You can see we're making pretty good time. The par time for this is 25 minutes, so just try to aim for anything under 25 minutes. You can see I'm going to end up at around 21 and a half-ish or whatever. But the achievement is to get all of these missions done in under 3 hours. And if you just add up all the par times for these levels, you add up to 2 hours and 40 minutes. So you could easily get this achievement with 20 minutes to spare if you just hit all the par times. So obviously, gun for under the par times, you'll get this achievement. Hopefully you could get a significant amount of time under the par time, and that way you could kind of save some time in your bank. So if you do have a tough mission that you're having trouble hitting the par time, you can make up for it on other missions. Oh, I have Promethean vision. When did that happen? Or you could just, you know, take a little bit from that 20-minute bank for each mission. But I advise not doing that, because a lot of missions you could finish much earlier than the par time. So you want to do that where you can, because this mission is tough to finish under par time. It is one of the harder, longer missions. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to push that now. I haven't really publicized that yet. It's twitter.com/HaloCompletion. HaloCompletionist is too long, so it's HaloCompletion. And follow me there. And I don't really have a use for it at this point, but I may use it in the future for announcements regarding community playdates or things like that. But that's all, folks.